He's a Cy Young Award winner and a member of the Order of Canada. Fergie Jenkins has had his face on a Canadian stamp and a number of wine bottles. And in 1991, he became the first Canadian-born player inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Today, the president of that institution is up from Cooperstown, New York, to visit the museum that honors the baseball legend and humanitarian.
I had promised Fergie for years that I'd come, and I finally have been able to do that. And going to head for it's my All Saints trip, from here to St. Mary's to the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. So I'll see him up there as well at the induction, and just a nice opportunity to pay my respects to Fergie for the great work he's done.
Are you just here to see what's up here in the St. Catharines Museum? Are you looking for artifacts?
No, we're not looking for anything. I just wanted to see what things were important to him, how he wanted to have his life remembered as he starts to put together his own history. And they've done a fantastic job here, and it really shows the breadth and depth of the type of career and the type of person Fergie is.
It really is quite an extensive exhibit, touching all facets of baseball and other aspects of Fergie's life as well.
It is. I mean, from seeing his family and how he raised them to the different charities he's been involved in, the USO tours. I think our only Canadian Hall of Famer is pretty special.
And Fergie is a humanitarian, as you mentioned, almost on the level of a Roberto Clemente. He's just as much known these days for his charitable organizations as he is for his baseball history.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's hard to believe that Fergie hasn't pitched in 31 years, but he's used his time wisely since, and he's one of the most charitable people I know. He is always giving, and that was the spirit of Roberto Clemente, was to always give back. And Fergie understands that the best way to use his stardom is to be able to give back, and he's living proof.
Carl, tell me about the humanitarian efforts and the charitable organizations that the foundation supports.
We've been around now for 23 years, and from day one, Fergie's heart is there to support those in need. His mom, she was a volunteer for the Red Cross. His father passed away with cancer. Diabetes, the players that he played with, and he could see what it takes out of you. So Fergie is a person, a very down-to-earth, humble person that wants to give back. And that's why we started this foundation 23 years ago, and this is his way to do that. A lot of players don't do it, but he wants to do it, and we've been very successful at it.
500 charities in Canada and the United States supported by the foundation?
Yeah, it's about 400 charities we support in the U.S. and 150 in Canada. We try to change up the U.S. ones quarterly. We get 2 sacks of mail, Tuesdays and Thursdays from the U.S. that we bring over. We try to help those that we can. Some of it's monetary, some of it's for doing an appearance, some of them going to a school or to a hospital or whatever the case may be. He's there and he wants to be there.
Can you comment on this year's induction ceremony in Cooperstown?
It's going to be a great year for our induction. July 24th, it's just 5 weeks away. Ken Griffey Jr. and Mike Piazza, 2 big names in baseball, both being inducted. Fergie will be back as he always is. Roberto Alomar, of course, who started for the Blue Jays, will be on hand. Andre Dawson, guys that have Canadian ties. And if you've not been down to Cooperstown for induction weekend, it's pretty special. Most of the events are free of charge, held outdoors, and it's basically all your baseball cards coming back to life. I've been with the Hall of Fame for 22 years in total, so I've known Fergie a long time and all of our guys, and they're all special in their own way, but Fergie certainly stands tall and he represents Canada quite well.
The Fergie Jenkins Foundation Celebrity Golf Tournament is scheduled for September 15th and 16th at Rockaway Glen. The museum is open Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. Reporting for The Source in St. Catharines, I'm Mike Balsom.